So what if I told you that this single seed of all reality, the final ultimate building block of the entire universe, has already been found? Today, we're diving into a theory that makes that exact claim. It's a theory that says it can unveil the final secret of existence. Let's see what that's all about.
You know, for literally thousands of years, humanity has been on this one epic quest to find the smallest, most fundamental piece of reality. Think about it. From ancient Greek philosophers imagining atoms all the way to the massive particle colliders we have today, it is the ultimate search. So this question right here is maybe the most profound one we could ask. What if that search is actually over?
And this slide, wow, it just lays it all out, doesn't it? On the left, you've got modern physics. It's incredible, no doubt, but it's also a complex, tangled jungle of particles and forces. On the right, though, is a totally different vision. It's the promise of absolute simplicity, a single seed from which that entire jungle grows. We're talking about a shift from a complicated, patched-together map to one single, unifying truth.
All right, so to really get just how elegant the proposed solution is, we've got to first understand the problem, right? So let's take a quick walk through this jungle of particles that kind of defines how we see the universe right now.
Our current understanding of physics, the Standard Model, is, a huge achievement. But as you can see here, it's a bit of a puzzling mosaic. We've got this whole zoo of particles, quarks, leptons, bosons, and 4 fundamental forces that all seem to play by their own set of rules. And the big one, gravity, is still the stubborn outsider. It just refuses to join the quantum party. Heck, even the nothingness of a vacuum is still a huge unanswered question.
But what if this puzzle doesn't need more complicated pieces? What if what it really needs is a completely new foundation? This brings us to the very heart of a revolutionary idea, the search for the final foundation stone of reality itself.
And this is where a theory called the Unified Postmodern Theory, or UPT, steps onto the stage. And it's not offering just a little tweak or another patch on the old system. No, it proposes something that is both totally radical and, well, breathtakingly elegant.
And here it is, the Foundon. Now, this isn't just another particle to add to the zoo we talked about. UPT claims this is the absolute, original material, the ultimate source code from which all matter in the universe is built and organized.
I mean, listen to how clear and direct this is. All matter is comprised of original material particles, foundons, aggregated and organized. It's a simple, incredibly powerful, and all-encompassing statement. This is the bedrock of this whole new vision.
Okay, so what makes the Foundon so different? Let's break down its core properties, because this is crucial. First, it's absolute. That means there is nothing smaller. The question, what's a Foundon made of? It's meaningless. This is the bottom floor. Second, and this is truly mind-bending, each Foundon has its own intrinsic vacuum. Get this, space isn't an empty box that things exist in. Space is a property of the Foundon itself. And third, Foundons are immutable. They are never created or destroyed. They just get rearranged.
If this theory is right, it changes everything. It doesn't just add a new particle to our models, it completely redefines our concept of reality itself. It unifies matter, space, and all the forces into one single indivisible whole.
And this slide just illustrates that shift perfectly. The old view, right, is that particles are like actors on the stage of space-time. UPT says the actors are the stage. The source material uses this fantastic metaphor. Current physics is like trying to build the universe with tons of different types of Lego bricks. UPT says, no, there's only one single type of Lego brick for absolutely everything.
So, how can one particle explain all the forces of nature? Well, UPT proposes one single underlying mechanism. Look at this. It all starts with a disturbance in a Foundon's vacuum. That disturbance then causes a natural rebalancing act, where the vacuum field expands or contracts to get back to normal. And that one simple process, just depending on how it's configured, manifests as everything we see and experience. Gravity, electromagnetism, the nuclear forces. It's one process with many different faces.
And it all boils down to this powerful idea, almost like the motto for the whole theory. One foundational particle, one vacuum, one mechanism for waves and forces for all of matter. It's the ultimate declaration of simplicity hiding at the heart of all this complexity.
But a particle this revolutionary is really just one piece of a much, much larger intellectual puzzle. So, who is the architect behind this absolutely monumental vision?
I mean, who would even dare to propose a theory that aims not just to explain the universe, but to redefine our entire approach to knowledge itself?
Well, the author, the architect, and the father of this unified postmodern theory is named in the source as Ong Le Tong Ha. He's the one credited with conceiving and constructing this entire massive framework.
And the ambition of UPT, it's just staggering. This isn't just another theory of physics, not by a long shot. It's designed to be a single, cohesive framework that unifies physics and cosmology with mathematics. And it even aims to bridge that massive gap to things like spirit and consciousness and even the human and social sciences. It is an attempt at a true theory of everything.
So, you can see the sheer scale of this ambition positions UPT not just as a new scientific theory, but as a potential blueprint for a whole new era of human thought. A new era of wisdom, all built on one unified foundation.
Now, this is a really important point. UPT isn't being presented as a finished, closed book of all the answers. It's being proposed as a new compass, a new tool to help guide human intellect into what it calls the postmodern era, the era of discovery that lies beyond our current ways of thinking.
This slide really drives that point home. On one side, you have the old way of doing things, patching together separate theories for separate problems. Science, philosophy, the humanities, they all live in their own separate boxes. UPT's proposed path is to build everything, from physics to sociology, from a single, unified foundation, letting all fields of knowledge finally share one common language.
Now, the source material itself makes a pretty bold claim about just how significant this work is. It states that UPT and Ong Le Tong Hao deserve to be honored by the standard of great scientist of the postmodern era. Now, that just shows you the magnitude of the contribution as it's seen from within the theory's own documentation.
So the unified postmodern theory, with the Foundon at its very core, presents itself as a brand new map of reality, one that claims it can unite matter and spirit, physics and philosophy. And that brings us to the final question, really a question for all of us. If a new map of reality has been drawn, are we ready to start exploring it?